I've made the complete GTA Online DLC tier list because we're kind of in a dry spot right now. There's not much news going on. There's not an update releasing soon. So I want to take a look back at all of the DLCs, all 41 of them. These are all the main title updates for GTA Online's whole history since 10 years ago. This is also going to be kind of like a 10-year anniversary kind of video. So number one, the first update ever, the Beach Bump update. Everything was free in this one. I don't know if anyone knows that, but everything was free in this one. It was a decent first update kind of to test the waters in updating GTA Online, which, as you know, we got 41 other updates after it. So I'll put this in the okay. It's not bad. It's not very good. It's decent, you know? It's just a free little update. Then the creators update. This one is also okay. If I had to add another list, let's just add another list here. I'll put this in just an update because it's just an update. It did give us a lot of new modes for us, the people, to make, but this update by itself, not much going on. Next is a Valentine's Day special. This one adds some interesting outfits, some new weapons, some rare vehicles. It's still just an update though, not. I'll actually put it okay because it was actually good. It actually gave us one of the first ever adversary modes, and back in the day, trust me guys, adversary modes were actually kind of good. But next we have the business update. This one is probably one of the most biggest updates released. I'm gonna put this one in okay because it is well, it was a pretty big update for its day. It did give us the Jester, which that is one of my favorite vehicles, and the Turismo R, and our first plane, the Vestra. It also gave us a special carbine and heavy pistol. This one, I would say it's okay. Then the capture creator, I'm just gonna put at no because no one plays captures at all. Even back in the day, no one plays them. But next we have the High Life update. This one, the first good update. This one actually gave us some new apartments, including the Eclipse Towers apartment. This one was released May 13th, 2014. And this one, you guys already know, we got the Zentorno, the Batmobile of GTA Online. Black this thing out. One of the most used vehicles of all time in GTA Online. I can't find the stats, but if I could find them, that would probably be, still to this day, one of the most used vehicles. And also one of the best weapons, the Bullpup Rifle. So, a very solid DLC, 5 apartments, 3 vehicles, 1 new weapon. We got a lot of new contact missions too. That is a thing we all forget about. Contact missions were huge back in the day. We even got non-contact races. 100% love that. We got a ton of new clothing, tons of new animations for our characters, gameplay features. This update, if it came out today, I would say it's a solid update. Next is the I'm Not a Hipster update. It's an update. It did give us some new game modes, some contact missions, some last team standings, but it wasn't anything too much. Next, the Independence Day special. This one, actually okay. The first ever 4th of July update. It added the Liberator, the big monster truck, and the Liberator bike, the Sovereign. And it gave us some houses we could buy, our first ever houses. And it gave us the firework launcher and the musket. This was actually a pretty fun update. They even gave us some races for the monster truck. It was a pretty fun update, not gonna lie. Even though it was pretty small, it was pretty fun too. Next, the San Andreas Flight School. It's just an update. You do get some cool rewards, even still to this day. You do get some cool stuff if you complete this, but that's really all it was. It did give us some more races and missions as well. Next, the Last Team Standing update. This one is just an update again. It did give us the Hakuchu, one of the best bikes in the game. Just until a few updates ago, it was the best bike still in the game. So yeah, it was pretty small too, so not much else to say about that. But let's go to our first ever festive surprise update. It was okay. Actually, I'm gonna move this to good because we got the snowball with this update and our first ever snow in GTA Online. So that was pretty good and pretty fun. We also got the Jester, which is, even just a few years ago, it was one of the fastest sports cars in the game just up until a few years ago. So this update was pretty solid. We also got the homing launcher, which is needed 100% these days. Without it, I don't know where we would be. Got the Masacro race car, the Jester race car. Those two, some of my favorite vehicles, the Rat truck, the Slam van. And this was the first official update for next gen at the time, which was Xbox One and PS4. So I think we all remember this one, the first update on the new gen console, staying up all night for this one on December 18th, 2014. And then after years of waiting, we got the Heists update. This one, you already know, going to Ultimate, the Heist update. Let's talk about this for a minute. After years of waiting, on March 10th, 2015, we finally got the Heists update. We were wondering when this was going to be coming, and apparently it was supposed to be a story mode DLC. But after realizing how successful GTA Online was, they moved it to a GTA Online DLC, and that is why it took so long. So this one, what was it? I think it's 4 or 5 heists total. And just look at all the vehicles I'm looking at right now live for you guys. I'm gonna put this up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The Hydra's still good to this day. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 new vehicles. In total, we got 17 new vehicles. A lot of these we still use to this day, and that impacted the game with all the new armored vehicles, the weaponized vehicles. We have the Savage, we have the Kuruma armored version, the Valkyrie, the Insurgent pickup, and the Hydra, which really took off the PvP area in this game. 2016 was around the time I started really getting into PvP, and this DLC had it all. That's why it's at the ultimate tier list. Next, we have the Ill-Gotten Gains Part 1. This one really interesting. It's a kind of laid back, but it added a lot of baller stuff. I mean, you got new apartments, a lot of rich style vehicles. I will put this in the good part of this. They did give us the $10 million golden Luxor Deluxe jet, which is crazy. One of the worst buys possible in the whole game. But we also got the Osiris, which was one of the fastest supercars for a good while. The Sterling GT, which was one of the fastest. You even got a new weapon, the Combat PDW. You got a ton of new interior customization options. And again, with Ill-Gotten Gains Part 2, it was just Part 2 of Ill-Gotten Gains. I mean, it gave us the T20, which I think until 2019, it was the fastest supercar. Even still, it's pretty competitive. The T20, one of the best looking vehicles and the best performing vehicles in the game. We got 6 more cars, 2 more weapons with this update, and a lot of other smaller updates. Next is the free mode events. This one, it's okay. It did pave the way for free mode years to come, and they're still using what they made in this update for free mode events and other businesses. This is what started the whole free mode stuff, because it paved the way for a lot of future updates, taking advantage of everything in free mode. The business battles, sourcing cargo, all of that. Next is the low riders. This one, I'm gonna have to say it is in the ultimate list. It's a little bit smaller than a lot of these on this list, but it had a good story. Lamar was coming back. We love to see single player characters returning in GTA Online. And we got introduced to Benny's. This Benny's paved the way for so many car customization options. This is where customization took a huge leap in GTA Online. You got to customize the interiors, the first time we ever saw that in GTA Online. Got liveries. You even got the suspension, the lowrider suspension. But you even got more smaller stuff that you might forget that came in this update, like the weapon liveries you got, and of course you got all the adversary modes. This really stays in my mind a lot of the time when I think of a good GTA Online update. This is what comes to mind. Released October 20th, and then next we have the Halloween surprise. This one is okay. Got the 2 new cars, the Frankenstein and the Lurcher. Got a flashlight and a lot of fun modes, actually. Fun adversary modes. We got the Slasher adversary mode. Pretty good DLC. Smaller DLC, but I think it's pretty good. Now we have one of the most modern ones. This is like the latest modern update, and this really introduced everything we need to have everything we have now in GTA Online. Executives and other criminals. This gave you access to being a CEO, and it gave a bunch of missions, a bunch of new high tier cars in the game. But we're going to talk more about this, but this was a pretty good update, pretty fun too, added a lot of cool cars. Next, the Festive Surprise 2015. This one, again, okay, it did add some cool stuff, some cool game modes. This one, It's just an update though. It's not too much. They didn't add too much stuff, too many new vehicles, but it was really fun. Next, the Valentine's Day update of 2016. This one, again, just an update. So it is one of the smallest ones we have on this list, but it's not bad. So I'll just put it in just an update. Again, this is Low Riders 2.0. Again, just an update. We didn't really need it, but it was fun to have just a little add-on. Now we have Finance and Felony. This one is a classic. Really when you think of GTA, this is what GTA is this update. 2016 was kind of the golden year of GTA Online. You got Finance and Felony, Cunning Stunts, Bikers, Import, Export. There was actually a big Halloween update this year too. It was a banger year for GTA, playing GTA. A lot of people think about 2020, 2021 with the Kyle Preco on the contract, but 2016 you had, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 updates. So it is amazing. Finance and Felony, you got the offices, including the Maze Bank Tower, which we all have been begging to go in. You also got 14 different vehicles, including the yacht. And you do get the first ever CEO business, the crate warehouses. This is still one of the best ways to make money to this day. For its time, it was amazing, and it was good gameplay, and a lot of cool cars, good storyline too, and just tons of weapons, tons of clothing items. You guys already know what it is. But this one really, if you think about, I keep saying this, but some of these updates paved the way. This one the most paved the way because this one was the OG business update. Next we had Cunning Stunts. This one, ultimate too, it has to be. Cunning Stunts was so good when it came out, and including the creator for the Cunning Stunts, allowing us to create our own races with all the new props. It was so fun. A lot of people forget about this one because they think, oh, races have been in the game forever, but no, this was its own update and it was amazing. Next, we have the Bikers. The Bikers was good. It was kind of a copy and paste of Finance and Felony, but with biker stuff, and they add tons of new bikes, new warehouses, new stuff to do in free mode. So free mode finally felt alive again, full lobbies all the time wherever you went, and new ways to make money. Next, we have Import. You know what I gotta do? You know what I gotta do? Best DLC. Add row above. Import, export. I know what you guys are saying. This is import, export, how? But this is the best DLC Rockstar has ever released. Get out, Kyle Perico. Import, export. One of the most underrated in 2023, but to me, it is one of the best. December 13th, kind of like a Christmas update. When you think of Grand Theft Auto, stealing cars, going fast, making money, big money, this is what it is. They add a new business on top of what we saw in Finance and Felony, but this time for stealing exotic cars. And you got office garages, towed up to 60 different vehicles. You also got the vehicle warehouse businesses, which still, they pay really good. They don't make it double money anymore because it pays so good. This is one of the most underrated businesses because we saw a lot of new businesses since this update 2016. But this business is still really good, 100,000 per each car you deliver. You also got some very good new cars, including the Nero and the Nero Custom. The Nero Custom was actually one of the best supercars, overtaking the T20, and that lasted up until, I think, 2019. So Nero Custom on itself is a very classic, amazing vehicle. You also got the Ramp Buggy, Phantom Wedge, all these crazy vehicles. They're taking it up a notch. Not like we saw in the Doomsday Heist, which we will come to, but these vehicles were kind of like a test. Even the Ruiner 2000, that's pretty good today. On this DLC, I could go on for hours. I think I even made its own video back in the day, so check that video out right now after watching this. One of the best DLCs ever in GTA Online. So that gets its top spot. I'll be surprised if anything overtakes this. Next, we have the special vehicle circuit. No, it's just copy and paste. You think, how could they go from Cunning Stunts to this DLC and not have it at least at the same level? I don't know how they did not. I just like Cunning Stunts better. Maybe it was too soon because this did come out in, I think, February, March of 2017, but it was not on the level of Cunning Stunts. Then we have gun running. Gun running, it was a good update. This is where they got really crazy with all the weaponized vehicles, new weapons, explosive sniper that was really controversial, but the oppressor made its debut in this update. For its date, it was crazy, it was fun, we all loved it, but soon we all know how that turned out. Next we have Smuggler's Run. No, Rockstar logic right there. That is a whole Rockstar logic. It pays so bad. The missions take forever because for the last update this year, you could only do it by air and they give you the slowest air vehicles. And if you want to sell a full hangar, which isn't even that much money, you have to deliver, I think, 5 vehicles solo. So yeah, pass on that. But next, the Doomsday Heist, go back to back with these 2 DLCs. Put it in the Ultimate tab. Doomsday Heist was amazing. Now this is probably the peak of the craziness. Well, actually, we have the next year DLC. But this one, almost the peak of the craziness. We got the Deluxo flying vehicle, first flying vehicle. Got the Pariah, which still right now, without all the how special works upgrades, it is still the fastest sports car. Got the Stromberg, we got the jetpack, the tank. Remember the jetpack? Oh my god, the jetpack days when we all wishing for the jetpack to come back. And this is how they give it to us. We also got a lot of new weapons too. Try to run through these, but this DLC, one of the best. Doomsday Heist, we got 3 heists. This DLC actually lasted a while too. The heist gameplay, I think it was 10 hours at least it takes you. But also you got tons of drip feeds, some of the most drip fed content we got. And people like to say drip feed is bad, but actually this lasted almost a whole year. The San Andreas Super Sport, and while we're at it, no, terrible. Sure, NASCAR, it's fun, but for me, driving in a circle and the races are so uneven. Slipstream is so bad, the cars handle so bad, no. But then we have the summer update for 2018, the After Hours update. This one, it was pretty good. It gave you a new business, a little throwback to GTA 4, some returning characters, but also some characters that were drip fed. They actually drip fed real life characters, and seeing real life characters was kind of weird, and they weren't really interesting, but it did have some good gameplay. And the nightclub is one of the best businesses to have for AFK money making, so it is on the good tier. But then we have the Arena War update. This one, just an update. This is where the peak of the craziness of GTA Online with all the weaponized vehicles. These vehicles could jump, fly, put bombs out the back, that they were armored, and one of the craziest updates. And it made the arena available for us, but only for these missions that no one plays to. No one, if you go to try to find a session, there will at least be 2 people, but you won't find anything else, and it will take you 4 hours for actually finding one yourself. And the missions added, which was the main focus of this DLC, I mean, they were fun the first time, all the races and stuff, but the replay value is not there. It wasn't fun the 5th time after trying some of these missions. Now we have the Diamond Casino DLC. This one, it was okay. It was bringing the casino. We were all speculating for years when would the casino come, and it has finally came. Gave us a cool story mode update to play through. It gave us the casino, but really where it comes in, where the casino really comes in, is a Diamond Casino Heist DLC. This one, Ultimate. So this storyline, you have to go face off the Duggins, which, okay, it's fine. Then rob the casino. Now the casino, this one, you could actually play with 2 players. So it actually goes to Ultimate because they added a lot of good vehicles. They added the heist. The whole storyline was interesting to play through. And it paid really good. One of the best paying heists ever released when this came out. So it does get the Ultimate. Next, 2020, modern day GTA Online. We start off with the Los Santos Summer Special. This one was released, if you guys didn't know this, basically they were in development of a Cops and Crooks DLC, which they had to cancel, and this is what they came out with. I don't know why they didn't bring it back for the December DLC, but that is canceled for good now, so we're never going to see that. And this one was kind of just a filler. It added, I think, 2 decent looking cars and a little mission, but other than that, cannot you remember anything about this? I don't think so. But going from one of the worst DLCs to one of the best Cayo Perico Heist DLC. This is one of the best DLCs. I guess 2 will get this spot. This one, first ever heist you could do solo, and you get this submarine. And a whole new island, kind of like a map expansion, but this one is really worked up. Rockstar said it was one of the biggest updates they have ever released, and it proved it. It lived up to all the hype. Got this new island to explore, a whole new storyline with some returning characters, a lot of new cool vehicles. It's one of the best ones. We got the tuners. This one, it's good. The tuners DLC, it does add its own little small business, which is basically a copy and paste. The vehicles were good. It was leaning into the Japanese car culture, but I don't know. I just didn't really touch it after the first few weeks of its release. But the cars were amazing. I will say that the cars are amazing with this DLC. Unlike one of the best DLCs, the Contract DLC, this one is a 3-way tie up here for the best DLCs. We have Franklin returning. We have Dr. Dre. Somehow Dr. Dre released an album with GTA Online. We got a new best paying and only about an hour heist with Dr. Dre and Franklin. We got the new agency, we got the record studios, and we got the Amani Tech. This is the first DLC Amani Tech was available. We got some new fastest vehicles too with this update. Oh, we got the security contracts too. These are really fun and pay really good. We got the payphone hits too. Those are like classic GTA missions. That was good to see. We got 16 new vehicles and some of the fastest too. The Ingus, finally something has overtaken the Wagner and the Bugatti from a few updates ago. This update was crazy, and still to this day it is very good. This one coming out December 15th, 2021. Did I forget about Lamar? Lamar returns to one of the best characters in the whole GTA series. Lamar coming back in GTA Online. The Contract DLC is an instant classic. Next we have the Criminal Enterprise DLC. This one, pretty good. It was pretty basic. The Operation Paper Trail missions were very boring. Forgot about those after I completed each mission. They did give us 18 good looking vehicles. But other than that, the DLC, that's the only reason why it's in the good is because of the vehicles. If it wasn't for all the good vehicles, probably just be just an update, but all the vehicles were amazing. Drug War, no. I mean, the business is pretty good, but the whole DLC, no, just pass on it. Do we even have to talk about it, guys? I don't think so. Storyline too with the Trevor wannabe. I think I heard it's a rumor, but the voice actor Stephen Ogg for Trevor doesn't like Rockstar anymore for some reason, and this was supposed to be the Trevor DLC. We had Franklin, then Trevor. Michael DLC coming up. I have a video on that. Go check it out. But this guy was so bad, calling us new blood when we were in this since 2013. We are a multi-billionaire in GTA Online. This guy calling us new blood. Rockstar logic. No. Okay, fine. The business was pretty good though. One of the best businesses. But the storyline and the whole DLC, I don't know. The vehicles weren't even that good anyways. Then we have the San Andreas Mercenaries DLC. This one is another no. Also, why is it no one plays captures? Put that down, Rockstar logic. Who creates captures except for RP glitches? I don't know. Put that down, Rockstar logic. But the last one, Mercenaries DLC, the story. You got to read the aircraft carrier. I guess that was the best thing that happened in this whole DLC. So that one just goes to no, because the missions were super hard too for whatever reason. They were super hard. You cannot complete them. It did give us a lot of quality of life changes. It gave us the career progress, which they reset half of the, just for resetting almost all of my stats and everyone else's stats. You could go check it right now. Still have to complete 100 contract missions to get the level 4 unlock for the contract DLC. They reset all of that. So just for that, I'll put it in Rockstar logic, but it was a decent DLC. But that is the tier list. The main 3 best ones: import, export, Cayo Perico heist, and the contract DLC. Ultimate, we have the OG heists. I was thinking about moving that to one of the best, but I can't say it's on level of the contract, Kyle Perico heist, and import export. So the first two rows, these are good DLCs if you want to go check them out. If you're new, I would say these are some of the first DLCs to like go into. Like buy the agency, buy the submarine, buy a CEO office and the import export business. This one, buy the apartment for the heists. Lowriders, pass on that. But cunning stunts, you're gonna be doing a lot of races if you just want to have fun, basically. Uh, Doomsday Heist, probably a pass too because you have these two. Then all of these are just fine, and these are why what were these ever added? Actually, though, the last team standing. Let me switch this around. Last team standing that added some very fun game modes. If you guys remember the game modes, RPGs versus insurgents, tanks versus hardcore people. That was they made some fun modes using the last team standing creator mode. So that was really good. So the reason why I'm making this, I do want to go back on this channel and cover these 3 DLCs and all of the classic DLCs. I want to look back at the import. Well, I already did that. You guys could go check it out. But I want to go look back at Lowriders, the cunning stunts, maybe in the Doomsday Heist, even though that's still pretty new. But 2016 was really the golden year of GTA Online. 2021 would be next with the contract and the Kyle Perico heist. Is GTA 6 gonna last this long to have this many updates? It's gonna be a huge game, but will GTA 6 Online have the same effect? This right here alone is 3 console generations. I guess you guys have to subscribe and see my covers of GTA 6 when it comes out to know. Anyways, if you got this far, probably means you liked it, hopefully, because this was a long video. And subscribe to see whatever video I make next. And I'll also leave this in the comments and the description for you to fill out yourself.